Good evening and welcome. Please don't forget to follow us along with your Twitter accounts. In part 2 of our learning series on instructional models, we are going to focus on ability grouping. What is ability grouping? Ability grouping is the practice of placing students into smaller groups based on initial assessment of their levels of readiness or ability. There are many different types of ability grouping. First type being within class grouping. That's when teachers divide their classrooms up into 2 to 3 small groups. The teacher makes the determination of which child will go to which group based on their levels of readiness and abilities. These classrooms are evident in the elementary and they go right up on through the high school. And there's the Joplin plan. The Joplin plan are when students are grouped heterogeneously for most of the day, but are grouped by ability for reading instruction. There's ability grouped class assignment, and that's where students are placed in a self-contained classroom based on their ability or achievement. This would be an example of a special education classroom or perhaps a gifted and talented program. The other is regrouping for reading and math. Students are sorted into an ability group for 1 or 2 subjects. We also wanted to look at the effects of student achievement with ability grouping. First being the positive effects. In-class grouping can provide targeted instruction. This allows the teacher to rotate between the groups of students and provide them with the extra attention and the instructional materials needed for them to continue to stay successful. Students become involved in their learning, and ability grouping reduces stress for all students. Teachers can give individualized attention to smaller groups. Classrooms are student-centered. Teachers can increase the pace and raise the level of instruction for high achievers while providing more individual attention, repetition, review for low achievers. There are also some negative effects to ability grouping. There are gaps in learning due to heterogeneous grouping. Results in the failure to become college and career ready. In particularly weak classes, there could be multiple groups in need of help, and the teacher can't get to everybody all at the same time. There's an awareness of being placed in a low group, which may yield socio-emotional issues and lowered self-esteem. We also wanted to look at how ability grouping affects the gifted student. The question we wanted to answer is a question of concern whether or not differentiated instruction effectively meets the needs of the gifted student. Gifted students are positively affected when they're exposed to other high ability students, which would be a homogeneous types classroom. High achieving students need to be engaged in accelerated classes with specially trained teachers and differentiated curriculum, as well as being provided with the supplemental materials and programs. Is grouping beneficial to the gifted students? Gifted students experience no adverse effects as a result of interacting with non-gifted students in cooperative learning groups. Gifted students are seen as friendly and better leaders in heterogeneous groups and have an increase in self-esteem. Heterogeneous grouping has positive socio-emotional outcomes for gifted students. However, it does have negative ones for the non-gifted students. Academically, however, gifted students benefit from homogeneous grouping. Many students must be challenged, gifted students must be challenged and they must be motivated. Positive effects are most evident when students are taught by specially trained teachers and provided supplemental materials and courses. In conclusion, grouping can be effective for all students if groups are flexible and they're temporary. Different groups are developed depending on the subject area, such as math versus reading. Adjustments are made to the curriculum. For in-class grouping, teachers must focus their instruction on specific needs of the students in the group. More planning and preparations are done by teachers to meet the needs of various groups, and the time and effort rewarded by student success. High-achieving students are challenged and provided with supplemental material and coursework. And that concludes my section on ability grouping. Thank you.